So today we have Thomas in stereo. So if you haven't watched this channel, make sure to go and subscribe. He came all the way from Montreal
for the food.
And for mainly for the food, the Korean barbecue. He saw the Vincent video, and
he's gonna bring me there after
Korean barbecue. Yum yum. But of course, the second reason, and probably the most important reason, really.
Right, it's because as you know, I'm bringing an amplifier into market, okay, and it's very important that I get a lot of people to give me their opinion. Now, obviously, Jay is an expert at this, right? So for sure, I needed his opinion on it. My biggest fear is that the amp will be too bright. Because the last thing I want is people buy it and have listening fatigue. So we spent the whole day listening to it, and Jay, what do you think about it?
So when he first approached me with this idea, now I knew he was coming out with an amplifier, but for him to travel all this way and then set it up and have this listening session, we listened to it practically the entire day, by the way. And but he was telling me he's worried because it sounds a little bit bright with his vocal speakers. And I said, well, everything sounds bright with vocal speakers.
And now I'll add to it. You see, my friend Mr. Cantor, he tried it on the Vocal Sopra too. He said that, no, it's not bright. But I don't know, man. I need more people's opinion, right?
Yeah,
so,
now, jokes aside, I mentioned how, people that have vocal speakers like that type of sound. They like that brightness. So as far as I'm concerned, I just want the sound to be balanced, right? The amplifier itself to not add any more sibilance to it.
Okay.
And when I first listened to it, the first thing that I noticed, I'll let you know right now, is the depth, right? Because I know my room very well. Go ahead.
Can I add something to it?
Sure.
Okay, this is the first time I listen in Jay's room. You see that diffuser at the back there? That has the MSRP of $30,000. $30,000. It makes the speaker amazing. The soundstage, man. I can't even see the end of it. And I was telling him, right? Forget about buying $30,000 speakers. Just spend $30,000 to treat your room and get a $1,000 speaker, the GR Research speaker. Man, it sounded amazing in this room.
This is turning out to be my room review. But no, I didn't pay $30,000 for that, by the way.
MSRP.
Yeah, worth that much, but I did a lot of begging and more begging. But anyways, back to the story. The first thing I noticed was the depth. Like it compared to the amplifiers that I'm used to in this price range and the stuff that I have so far, the depth was phenomenal.
Okay.
It was even better than my Luxman in the depth perception.
Which Luxman?
The Luxman M900U, which is about 15,000, 17,000 US, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, I was very pleasantly surprised, and not just saying that because I want to make him smile. Because today we thought we may do a video if I like the amplifier. But if I don't like it, I was just gonna give him feedback and he can go home, right?
Right. No negative review. Just go home, Thomas.
But I listened to it. I really liked it. And the first thing that came was depth. Like the depth was so good. And what I mean by depth is like when I play the guitar string and I play the specific track that I'm putting on the screen right now, the guitar just was like, wow, the layering between was amazing.
You sure it's not your room, right? Because your room is amazing.
Well, I know my room very well, Thomas. Not every amplifier does that.
Okay.
But it's not all positive. With the stock tubes that you have on right now, it's very pinpoint, but it's more solid statey than I would like it personally, my personal taste, right? But I can see a lot of people liking it because it's a very, very well balanced sound, and it has that typical in class A/B. It has that typical bass authority and a little bit of high frequency sparkle.
A little
yeah,
V,
but,
right?
but yeah, a little bit V-shaped, but just a little bit. But it doesn't take away anything from the mid-range, which is important. And I found that the spatial cues were very excellent, very clean sounding. Right, but with all the nice attributes to a tube amplifier in terms of sound staging and depth, which I found excellent. The only thing is that we tried a fairly handful of speakers that we have here, right? We tried the CSS audio, which we tried a lot, and then we used the Sonos Faber speakers that I have, which is more of a warmer characteristic.
Amazing speaker, man. Those Sonos Faber. Oh my gosh, man.
And then we tried the Budget GR Research DIY kit speakers.
Impressive, actually. When he told me $700, I'm like, what? Impressive.
And so we tested a variety of speakers ranging from neutral to warm sound characteristics, and mostly my reference sound.
Okay.
And those speakers all sounded excellent in its own regard and matched well, synergistically speaking, with your amplifier, I found. So I think it will work with a range of different speakers for sure. But when we switched to Class A, that's when I really began to like your amplifier. You rarely see me smile and say, I want it.
Yeah, he said that at the end. Yeah.
I didn't get that feeling in the beginning. In the beginning, I was like, I'm gonna do this for Thomas. He can take it back. But now I don't think it's gonna stay here. But no. Jokes aside, when we switched to Class A, the high frequency was more smooth.
Yeah.
And more refined, and the mid range was just more liquid. But I have to say that the bass was not as tight or extended or in amount compared to Class AB.
I wonder is it because there's half the power, right?
Yeah, maybe. But at the same volume, because we listened to about 76 dB. And playing range of tracks, I found that the bass was a little bit light on the Class A. Now here's the kick. Now we decided to tube roll.
Yeah.
And that, my gentleman, that takes the cake, because he switched it to what the other one was.
There were Macintosh tubes that I found in my old stash, and I tried it yesterday before it came. I plug it in, and I'm like, whoa, this sounds pretty good. So that's why I brought those Macintosh tubes. What do you think?
Quite surprisingly, I liked it more than the stock tubes.
Okay.
But again, you can't really source Macintosh tubes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we had to look for alternative, right?
Yeah.
And so the good news is that we found something that we both agree is excellent. And quite frankly, this tube with this amplifier makes me want it.
Okay, so
very strongly.
Yeah, I was quite surprised because I have those same tubes, but I think the lower model. And when I listen to it, it's good. It's good. I mentioned that in my comments, but I was not expecting it to be this good at your place.
Well, first of all, these tubes are fully broken in and played for hours.
Okay.
And also, when I was going through my tube stash, I found that this tube, even though it's a 6550 tube, not KT888 or a KT120, I personally like the sound of the 6550 tubes better because they're actually used in guitar amplifiers, right? And they do have that signature classic sound signature that people like, and me being a guitar player, I absolutely love that sound. So that's why I took it out, and then we plugged it in, and oh geez. So remember how I told you the high frequency is smoother with Class A?
Yeah.
When that still remains, but now there's more presence in the mid-range, there's more thickness. So it's more to my liking. So people that like a little bit more brighter, a little bit more analytical sound can go with a stock tube, or even the Macintosh tube was not analytical, but it was still a little bit more edged compared to the TAD tubes that we have here. But the TAD tubes really took it to another notch. Like I would even compare it to some of the Macintosh at this point.
I was quite surprised actually because I tried tube rolling. It's different, right? I put Galion, GJ tube. They're all great. But this, I have to bring it home to try it. I have to A/B test it, in my room to see, will I get the same wow feeling when I get home? Right?
So I told him that he can take the tubes for a run and he can try with his amplifier. But we tried 3 different output tubes in total, 3 different sets, and the TAD one was the best. And at least for me, it was smooth, yet had everything that this amplifier has to offer in terms of the spatial cues, sound staging depth. None of it was sacrificed, but even tone-wise, it was more warmer, more richer in the mid-range.
Yes, it was.
So I found that to be excellent, and good job. Good job tuning it. I know you face a lot of headaches, tuning this. So
yeah, I was crying a lot. I messaged Sean, oh my gosh, blah blah blah. So I said, look man, I gotta go see Jay for it. I'm worried I got tunnel vision, right? Because I listen so much that I'm like, everybody tells me it's good, but I need to be 100% sure. I
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I won't comment on that, but Yeah, no, it's hard to see the product for what it is when your name goes on it, it's your brand.
Yeah.
So you get tunnel vision. It's important for you to hear it in different spaces and then let others decide, upon it. But the most happy thing about this, at least for me, in terms of not as your friend but as a reviewer, I'm most happy that this works well synergistically with a range of speakers, not just one set of speakers. So that's great because you have something here that's pretty neutral with a little bit of characteristic, and you got the soundstage right, the depth right on this. You have high quality components in here. It's great. What's the price of this?
Here's the thing. Technically, it's 2005 USD.
Okay.
Because you still have to add 500 shipping and then 500 custom.
Yeah.
So that's why it comes down to 3005 USD. But technically, it's 2005 if you think about it. But I adopt the Bukhar model, so just one price, man. No headaches, nothing. You don't pay a penny more. Just one price. Right.
Cool.
So it's great. So thanks a lot to Jay. And it takes a bit of, I don't want to put you in the spot. I don't want to, if somebody gets in and says it's no good, I don't want them to go like what Jay's, BS too. I gotta be very careful.
You're tunnel visioning again. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
I heard it. I think it's good. I'm not just saying that, so you're fine.
All right.
When you came to me, you said, hey, you want to listen to this and you wanted honest feedback.
Yeah.
And remember, the premise of going into this was if I don't like it, I give you and send you back with feedbacks so that you can work on the amplifier further if it was no good. But I mean, I like it. I stand by the sound. It sounds incredibly good. And I even said to you behind the camera, it's very likable and comparable to my Luxman that costs heaps amounts more. I'm not just giving you that praise because of that, but obviously I haven't heard this, on a full length of a review, so this is more of an impression. But did it wow me? Not initially, but when we tube rolled, absolutely, absolutely. And I definitely think this is a great thing. It's not just because you're a friend.
Okay.
By the way, Thomas and friend. I'm the friend.
Oh, okay. I should change the name of my channel, man. Thomas and Stereo Friends,
So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, anything else you want to add?
No. Thanks a lot, Jay. Now we're gonna go eat Korean barbecue, man.
I was just gonna say, I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. All right.
So you can go get Korean barbecue. I'll stay here and listen to your amplifier.
Yeah. Okay.
Beef, pork.